If your company has new debt issued directly in a private placement, through a credit facility, or through an off-balance sheet arrangement, you need to file a Form 8K with the SEC within 4 business days. Today on Zippy Point. I'm Brock Romanak, and I'm a big fan of use. Item 2.03 is what this 8K is all about. The triggers are debt under item 203C and off-balance sheet arrangements under 203D. Under this CorpFin staff interpretation, these item 203 8Ks may not be required if the company has privately placed long-term debt that's coming due and it's being replaced with another debt issuance of the same principal amount in similar terms. Instruction 5 to this item states that no 8Ks are required if the debt is registered with the SEC. So this is only for privately placed debt. So what to disclose? Under item 203A, you have 3 things to disclose for debt. And under item 203B, you have 4 things to disclose for off-balance sheet arrangements. You can pause the video if you need to read these. The trigger dates for debt, you look at instruction 1, and here it's when the agreement is enforceable against the company, regardless if there are conditions or not. And if there's no such agreement, it's the closing or settlement date. For off-balance sheet arrangements, you look to instruction 2, and that's when the contingent obligation arises or when an executive officer first becomes aware of it. That's because with an off-balance sheet arrangement, the company may not be a party to the deal. So you actually get 4 extra business days to file the 8K. If you hear under a CorpFin staff interpretation, it notes that the 4 extra days are given as a grace period because of the nature of this requirement. Under instruction 3, this covers credit facilities. The trigger date is when you have the entry into the credit facility, if that is material. It's typical for a company to report its entry into a credit facility on an 8K under both item 101 as a material contract and also under item 203. Questions continue to arise whether draws on the credit facility require additional 8Ks. If they're material, I see a lot of companies filing these 8Ks to make that disclosure. Exhibits on a 8K get filed under item 9.01 of the Form 8K, and then you look to item 601 of Regulation SK for deciding what the numbering is under this for the exhibit. So for these, it's typically exhibit number 4 because of item 601 requiring it. But if it's a press release, sometimes there's a press release regarding these transactions that is numbered as number 99. Let's go through some examples. This is first example has some pretty simple disclosure for entry into a new credit facility. And then here's an example of a drawdown from a credit facility. The company drew down about half the amount available. That sounds like it's material. The company decided it was and made an 8K filing here under item 203. Here's an example for debt under the Paycheck Protection Program, PPP, that the government offered during the beginning of the pandemic. And you'll see the exhibit for that is filed under number 4. And then finally, this is an off-balance sheet arrangement. And here, the exhibits, the contracts are filed under 10 as material contracts.